welcome to another Sunday WOAY ABC4 Community Forum, where we talk to community leaders and local success stories to discuss important information that affects all of us here in Southern West Virginia. I'm your host, Brandy Lawrence. And today we're joined by more distinguished guests. Jill Moorfield, the director of Beckley Events, joins us this morning to talk about how the city is preserving the legacy of a local legend, Bill Withers. Jill will join us later on, but she invited along some very special guests. Musician Lady D, who is renowned as West Virginia's First Lady of Soul and is the lead singer of the band Lady D and the Mission, and Dolores Robinson, who is a native West Virginian, Stratton High alumni, and one of Mr. Withers' good friends. Thanks so much for coming to the forum.
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's so great to have you.
And to be here.
Absolutely. I'm so glad to have you guys here, especially Miss Dolores Robinson, who I know personally. So as you know, somebody who knew Mr. Withers, what was he like personally?
What was he like? Like I can say, he was just an all-around good guy. And I had been knowing him for numerous years. As a matter of fact, we were born the same year, 1938, in a little coal mining town of Slavport, West Virginia. And both of our parents eventually moved to Beckley, West Virginia. And I did not meet him again to really get to know of him until like junior high school. And then as we became in senior high school, we attended Stratton High School together. And that's when we became closer. Because during those years at Stratton High School, there was a certain group of girls who, you know how young women are, you all hang together with certain friends. There was this certain group of young men, and they all hang together. And they were such nice young guys. And if someone that your mother would let you go out to a little dance with or go to a game with, that's how the guys were so protective of us. And so when Bill was home in 2016, my sister and my brother, he was at their home. And so they asked him, say, well, Bill, what would you all do? You know, he said, well, I would be with Robin and all the other guys, you know. He said, you all never dated any of the girls? He said, no. He said, I'd be standing around, they'd be talking and asking the girls to go to the prom and everything. But by the time I would get out what I wanted to say, they'd already asked the girl I wanted to ask. You know, he would laugh, and you know, he was humorous. You know, he had a very nice sense of humor, so he made Marcia laugh, his wife. You know, he was telling these things and how it was for him because he had a very bad stuttering. So he was always quiet, but he would always be with the other crowd, you know, with the other group of guys. And like I say, he was just one in a million. He had such a beautiful personality. And I never ever thought back then, you would not have thought of him as being as famous as he became. And one thing about it, he did not want to be famous. We found that out when we talked to him in 2016. He just said that he just enjoyed singing. But he came to one high school reunion and they asked him to sing. And he said no. He said, I would not ask you all to do your job. So why are you asking me to do my job? You know, which he had a point. You know, we had not thought about it as being a job, you know. But he was not one that wanted to come and show off. You know, I think if that would have been me, a voice to sing, I would have loved to have got up on that stage and perform. But he just said no. And the more and more I became, you know, acquainted with his career, you know, I see and I can understand the way that he seemed to have felt. And I love some of his quotes. Can I read you a couple of his quotes? And I just love a couple of his quotes. And he said that he write and sing about whatever I'm able to understand and feel. He said, I feel it's healthier to look out at the world through a window than a mirror. Otherwise, all you see is yourself and what is behind you. And then another quote that I love most of all is, value the people who value you. And I just said if he could see how the people here in Beckley is valuing him now, I could understand exactly what his quote means. And he valued the people of Beckley, West Virginia. He loved Beckley, West Virginia. And now the people of Beckley, West Virginia are just so dedicated to honoring him with this statue. And I think it's just so tremendous that the city of Beckley want to do this for this great guy. He was great in his own way, but he did not see greatness. He saw himself as Bill Withers. Like his documentary that he had made called Still Bill. And when he left this earth, he was still Bill.
That's wonderful. And it's great to have that insight from you, from somebody that knew him. And Lady D, as a musician, you know, he didn't want to be famous, but he certainly was. So, you know, to see his legacy and what he's done musically as a musician, how has that, you know, driven you to, you know, keep creating your music and also join in on the preservation of his legacy with this event coming up, the gala?
Well, when I was growing up, I've always wanted to sing since I was like 3 years old. And I was one of those kids who was always in front of the television. And when I first heard of his music, and I was still, I think I was maybe around 11 or 12 years old, and that was the first time that I had heard a musician who was from West Virginia. I was told he was from West Virginia, and that just changed everything for me because I always thought I had to get to California or New York or someplace, then I could be famous. And when I heard he was from West Virginia, then I thought, okay, well, it's possible to be from West Virginia and be famous and be successful. And so he really just sort of changed my whole perception, you know, of what singers were. I mean, it was a long time before I realized singers even got paid. I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to sing. But yeah, he and Lou Myers, who was a friend of my family, Lou would always come to the house and he would say, you could do whatever you want to do. And so he and Bill Withers were like my inspiration growing up. And I'm really into history, especially the history of Black musicians in West Virginia, and I've been doing a series about that. And Bill Withers has definitely been an inspiration for that, as well as the fact that since, you know, I've been here in Beckley over 20 years now, and it means a lot to me to see him honored like this because he's from West Virginia, you know, and we don't have a whole lot of people who reached the fame that he had. I mean, internationally. He's internationally known, not just here in West Virginia. So I think it's just only right that Beckley should do something like this for him. And I'm just thrilled and honored to get to be a part of it. I think I kind of pushed my way onto the committee, but I couldn't, you know, stand it anymore. I had to do something. And so I'm really, you know, happy that they received me onto the committee, and I made some suggestions for things that could be done. And one thing that I'm really excited about is the Lovely Day Essay and Arts Contest that I came up with. And this is for 1st through 12th graders. And it's a way for kids to express themselves, because some places I've gone to perform, I always do at least one Bill Withers tune, and I always say, this is Bill Withers, and he's from West Virginia. And even a lot of adults, I didn't know he was from West Virginia. So I know a lot of people, young people especially, don't know that. So this is an opportunity for them to listen to his music and also be inspired by him, and then show their creativity in expressing what his music inspires them to do. How does it make you feel? So that's a contest that is ongoing right now. They can find it online on the City of Beckley's website. It's on the Beckley events page on Facebook. And so I'm hoping it's open to all kids in Raleigh County. And I just hope we get a great response from it.
That's wonderful. It really is. And like, it's wonderful that they have you on the committee as well, because this really seems like a full circle moment for you, you know, from watching him at 11, and now you have this idea of like introducing him even more to our youth, and who knows what that can inspire them to do, just like it inspires you to sing, which I mean is really awesome. And anybody who is not familiar with Lady D, you better get familiar, especially as a local, because you know, she's awesome. She does awesome work.
Thank you.
So, How do you think that Bill Withers would feel about this attention and celebration?
I think he would say that he would be honored. And he would just be so overwhelmed, I believe, because he was such an humble guy. And to see the city of Beckley doing this, and because I had to say to myself, it's so ironic how private his family life was. And to now to know that his music belongs to the world, you know. And if he could just see now what they're doing, I believe he would just be so elated. And he would say, this is what I was trying to accomplish all the time. I never wanted to be out front, but now my time has come. And for the world to see that you can be humble, but yet and still you can be great. Mm-hmm. I thank the city of Beckley again for their effort, what they're doing.
Absolutely.
For my friend, classmate.
Because there's a lot going on, you know, in Beckley now, and you know, being a part of the committee. Why was it so important for you all to really build a Bill Withers committee to just honor him even further and to be focused on preserving his legacy in such a way?
Well, I mean, honestly, I've only been on the committee about a month, so I'm not really familiar with what happened, you know, in the beginning. I'd just been watching, you know, what I would see on Facebook and online. I knew that this was in the works. I was there when they unveiled the prototype on Fayette Street and the marker for Bill Withers across the street from Stratton. So I was really excited, you know, for this to happen then. And like I said before, I think it's just, you know, even if this had been done before he passed away, I think it would have been wonderful, like you were saying, you know, for him to actually see and feel the love that was given back to him from the city of Beckley. Because, you know, so many times famous people and not so famous people who have done a lot of things, they don't get their flowers until they're gone. And so even though he's gone, I think this is just great, and it means so much to me because, like I said, I'm really into history. When I was growing up, like I said, I thought you had to go to California or New York or someplace like that to really succeed. And in a way, I feel like Bill Withers, I guess, because being from West Virginia really is part of you. And so there's some, you know, West Virginia sensibility that you always have to kind of fall back on when you go out of state to different places, because people are different, you know, in other states, and they come at you different, and they say things that you never would say to somebody, you know, in West Virginia, because that's how you were raised, you know. And so you always kind of have to keep that in the back of your mind, how you were raised. And I think Bill Withers is a great example of that, you know, as far as not really seeking fame, but do what you do to the best of your ability. And I think he did. And so this is a way of recognizing him and saying, well, we love you for what you did.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He definitely left his mark. So we are about to go on to our first break, but you all stay tuned. We will be right back with Jill Moorfield, who's going to talk to us about all of the events going on in Beckley to further honor Mr. Withers. You guys stay tuned. That was great. Welcome back to Sunday Community Forum. We are still here with Lady D, but this time Jill Moorfield joins us, the director of Beckley Events, and she's here to talk about all the upcoming events that they have for preserving Mr. Withers' legacy. So we already know that we have the annual festival that comes around. I believe that's in July. And well, I know a big thing that's going on right now is the Bill Withers statue that they're looking to, install uptown. So what has been the progress on that, and how can the people out there watching help out?
Sure. Thank you so much for letting us be here today and talk about this project. It's very near and dear to my heart, and I think a lot of people in our community want it to happen. We talked a little bit about growing up with Bill and how he inspired, but I mean, he is amazing. He is on 3 different Hall of Fames, the West Virginia Music Hall of Fame, the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He won 3 Grammy Awards and was nominated for 6 others. Some of the songs, if you're not familiar with Bill, I know you know his songs, from Lean on Me, Lovely Day, Grandma's Hands, Just the Two of Us. Who am I missing? Ain't No Sunshine. There's so many. He had like 23 chart hits. So we're just really proud that he's from our area, and we want to celebrate it, and we want to inspire the next generation to know that they can follow their dreams, especially musical in this area. We've got so many amazing musicians. So the statue was started by Reverend Frederick Hightower. He also did the Katherine Johnson statue down at West Virginia State. So he brought the idea to the mayor to have it installed in Beckley. And a committee was formed several years ago, and we've had a few festivals, and it started out a little slow raising money, but we're kicking it into gear and hoping to get a lot more done. The statue is a 7-foot statue, and it has Bill sitting on a stool playing his guitar, and so the part of Bill is already done. Now he's got to sculpt the guitar and the stool part of it. And so it's the total cost of the project is $170,000. We're well on our way between what has been donated and what has been pledged. We're about $105,000 toward that. We've got some outstanding grants out there that hopefully we'll get a few more grants, and people will continue to support the project. No amount is too small. $20 would be great. If you can do 100 or 1,000, that's even better. And we have different levels as well that you can donate. So if you either go to the Bill Withers Memorial Statue Fund page on Facebook, or and it will connect you to bafwv.org/Bill Withers. That's the Beckley Area Foundation grant fund that was set up, and you can do it that way, or you can drop off a check or cash to Beckley Area Foundation. They're located on South Kanawha Street. So lots of ways to be able to donate to that. Also, the gala that's coming up for the Beckley-Raleigh County Chamber of Commerce on May the 9th. You have the option when you get your ticket, if you want to add another $25 to go toward the fund. You can do that as well. So far, that part has raised about $1,300, so we're excited, and we hope to raise some more money then. And Lady D and her band will be performing that night. It's going to be a really big deal. Todd Withers is going to be there, Bill's son. And we're going to be sharing a lot of other local community members as well, celebrating them that night. So make sure you have that on your calendar if you can attend that. And then just watch for things that are going on. We've been trying to share a lot of different testimonials on the Facebook page of why this is important. One of the other things is the city did write a large grant to do the extras to go at the plaza. So not only do we want to erect this lovely statue, we want to put some picnic tables and some children's musical playground equipment, and dress up the stage and add some murals and some public art around too. So really dress up the Beckley Intermodal Gateway Plaza, which will become the Bill Withers Plaza. So that's kind of the that part of it. And then we can talk about the festival a little bit too, if you want.
That's awesome. And before we get to the festival, though, I do want to ask Lady D, like, what does it mean for you to be performing at the gala, for somebody that, you watched and that you were inspired by?
Well, I'm really excited about that too. Is going to be a black tie affair, very fancy, very Hollywood from what I understand. So I think that will be really exciting, and to have one of his family members there, that's pretty exciting too. Hopefully I will be able to meet Todd. Since I never got to meet Bill, I could at least meet his son. So I'm really excited to do that, and my band is really happy to do it as well.
You mentioned during the break how you tried to meet him several times.
Yeah. So this will have to work instead.
Definitely. I never got to meet Todd, but I did do a story with his wife Marcia and his daughter Corey, and they were really, really great people. So, just meeting them, you get to see a little bit of Bill Withers in them as well, and they're just really awesome people. So I'm sure that's just a testament to the person that he was, especially according to Dolores' stories about him. It seems like, that lives on through them. So. And then, we're going on to the festival. How many years has it been since the festival has started? I know it's been a couple at least.
Yeah,
now.
well, we started it, I think, back in '91, and that was when they dedicated the sign at across from Stratton.
2021.
Was 20?
2021.
What did I
You
say?
said 91.
Oh.
That's a long time ago.
No, 21. That's what, sorry. And so we've been doing the festival for a few years, and excited for this year. Lady D's helping we organize the groups. We've got the HGTA theater group that does a lot of things around town, and the Gospel Singaliers, Jim Snyder, the Untrained Professionals, Lady D and Mission, Creek Don't Rise, and Aristotle Jones. So a great lineup. It'll be on Saturday, July the 6th from noon until 5 there at the Beckley Intermodal Gateway, which will be the Bill Withers Plaza when we get everything in place. And we'll also be recognizing the lovely day, the youth contest winners. Of course, those categories for that, let's see, we had the art, which could be anything from visual, paintings, drawings, photography, sculpting, crafting. There's music, songwriting, and then literature, the essay or the poetry, and then there's 2 age divisions, the 1st through 5th grade and 6th through 12th. So also go to the Facebook page to find out more about how to enter those contests, as well as at Beckley.events is a community calendar. If you click on that page on the documents, it brings up the instructions, the flyer, the application, everything you need to know about entering those contests.
Wonderful, wonderful. And we ran a little story on it yesterday when I caught wind of it on the flyer. So hopefully we can keep running it and get some more, more young people involved, because I know it's a lot of talent and a lot of artists around here, but a lot of people don't look at West Virginia and see that. But there's just so much talent here in the Appalachian Mountains as a whole. But to encourage these kids to go out and to be creative and things like that, I feel like it's going to do wonders for them and also for our area. So that's wonderful.
And that's what we hope about having the statue and the park there, that people will come and want to get their picture made with the Bill Withers statue, and there'll be like a little instrument there that kids can play, and it'll just be an inspiration for people. It'll be another attraction for our community. And for the whole state of West Virginia, just to celebrate it. So we invite everybody to be a part of this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the gala is, I forgot the date. I know it's in May.
May 9th.
May 9th. All right. And is there a deadline on when to get tickets, or?
I'm not sure, but I know they've been selling a lot, so there's the possibility they could sell out.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. So you guys got to go get your tickets before they sell out.
It's called Lovely Day, and it's, if you go to the Beckley Raleigh County Chamber of Commerce page, I think it's brccc.com, you can find more information about it there, or just call the chamber.
Awesome. And this is the first year for the gala, isn't it?
Well, they usually do like an annual dinner every year. They're just upping it a little bit, making it really special. I'm looking forward to hearing Lady D and her bands play some Bill Withers tunes and celebrate some other people in our community as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have a local, celebrity local musician that's doing. You absolutely are. We gotta celebrate ourselves. So I mean, I think it's like really an awesome event. We're celebrating local talent, and who is further celebrating a local talent that became an international talent. So I feel that this is all working well together, and it really encompasses what West Virginia is. We really do support each other and really uplift each other and celebrate each other when we get that opportunity. So I want to do that for you, and you're going to do it for Bill. So
Thank you.
absolutely, absolutely. So let me make sure I got everything, because there are so many different events and things going on. So one thing that I do love to ask during Community Forum, do you all need any volunteers, or are there any other ways that the people out there watching could help out with these events?
Well, I'm in the process right now of getting judges for the art contest. So I've got 4 confirmed so far. But Jill mentioned the categories: literature, essays, poetry, in art, painting, drawings, even crafting, and then music, songwriting, or instrumental music. So anybody who is I don't want to say good in that field, but if you're a musician, or if you're an artist, or a poet or whatever, and you're out in the area and you want to help, then get in touch with me through the Bill Withers Memorial Statue Fund page. You can do that, or just message me on Facebook, Doris Fields, or the Lady D page, and I'll be glad to put you down there. I'm hoping that we get so many entries that we need to have more judges, because at this time I only have like a judge for each category. And so I want to get more than one for each category so that they're not overwhelmed with entries, but I hope we have enough to overwhelm.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we hope we can get some people with this community forum. So thank you guys so much for coming to the forum, and thank you all for joining us this Sunday. You be sure to tune in next Sunday to our next community forum, where we talk to more local success stories about important stuff here happening in Southern West Virginia.